Asian tournament in Hong Kong in 1996, Nepal has not looked back. Winning titles at the Asian and global levels, Nepali cricket team continues its journey towards the pinnacle of world cricket.
Goes down the ground because he was given that line outside off stump. So the first boundary of the contest, a handsome one.
Initially confined to Turikhel in Kathmandu, many international tournaments were hosted in Nepal after an international standard ground was built in Kirtipur. Nepal has also shown its proactiveness in differently abled cricket tournaments like the T20 World Cup for the blind in 2012 and the Asian Cricket Tournament for the deaf. Nepali women's national cricket team has also achieved remarkable success in a short period of time. The latest addition in Nepali cricket is the floodlit Tribhuvan University Cricket Stadium and the Nepal Premier League that has provided opportunity for Nepali players to rub shoulders with world-class players.
Hello, Saudi Kharka, hello! Wow!
एकदमै राम्रो रहेछ रिफ्रेस्ड फिल भयो त्यो क्योसबाट अलि टाढा आएको जस्तो
यहाँसम्म त एउटा केबल कार भइदिए एकदम बेटर हुन्थ्यो जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई
माहौल अथवा यहाँको वातावरण यति रमणीय छ कि यसलाई शब्दमा वर्णन गर्न पनि साध्य छैन
The gently flowing Sani Bheri is suddenly veiled by drifting clouds, and with the chill rising from its swift current, the desire to soar is fulfilled as we enter eastern Rukum. Stone and clay houses stacked upon one another, the white Himalayan peaks, vibrant flower gardens of Bukit Batan, melodious rivers and lakes, and unique authentic arts and culture. All of these make Eastern Rukum a place that captivates every visitor. Our aim is to bring this distant, remote land closer to all. This time our destination is Chauri Kharka, located at an altitude of about 4,000 meters above sea level. Our trek begins at Bati Halune. On the border of Eastern Rukum and Baglung along the Mid-Hill Highway. Though it is said that the hike to Chauri Kharka takes around 3 hours, we wonder how long it will take us.
रमाइलो छ उद्यान छ हात हाततिर त त्यही ल घामले गर्दा मैले एउटा सेकेन्ड रमाइलो लाग्यो देख्दाउनु गर्दा भन्ने यस्तो रमाइलो ठाउँ रहेछ हेर्नु
I'm very happy.
हिजो हामीले यस्तो मजाको सिन हेर्न पाइएन अहिले चाहिँ त्यही अब आज हजुर
बिहान 5 बजेर ल्याएको
हिजो बेलुका त पुरै कुहिरो थियो यहाँ त केही देखिँदैन
Chorikarka sits high in the hills of Bhumi Rural Municipality 1 in eastern Rukum. It is truly a rare gift of nature, beyond words to fully describe. In winter, these hills lie under a blanket of snow, but now they open up in vibrant color. Green pastures, wide grazing lands, blossoming flowers, and herds of yaks, sheep, and horses make Chorikarka a destination of extraordinary delight. When the sun breaks through the northern peaks, Puta, Dhaulagiri, Churi, and Sisne, they reveal themselves in full grandeur. Rivers flowing through the valleys, including the northern Ganga and Niseldhor, together with the backdrop of Dhor Patan, enchant every traveller. The meadows of Chaurikharka bloom with colourful flowers. Among them, cows, sheep and horses graze peacefully, creating a scene that feels almost dreamlike. Travelers walk along narrow trails, disappearing and reappearing through the mist, immersed in the enchantment of the landscape.
हाम्रो वरिपरिको यो डाँडाहरू भ्यू भेटेको हुछु भने वाइल्ड फ्लावर्सले सबैले एकदम रिफ्रेश त्यही नै भन्ने होला आउनु पनि वर्थ इटै छ.
The weary faces of trekkers brighten as they take in these views, and you can clearly see joy and wonder reflected in their eyes. Fatigue melts away into the beauty of nature. Eastern Rukum is blessed with a wealth of natural treasures, mountains, rivers, lakes, caves, and valuable herbs. In recent years, Chaurikharka has become an increasingly popular destination for domestic travelers, drawing visitors eager to witness its natural magnificence.
गुरु गोरखनाथका तपोभूमि गोर्खा उनकै अनुयायी कन्फट्टा जोगीको रूपमा चिनिने नाथहरूले नाद बजाउँदै कार्तिक र चैत महिनामा राति लगाउने फेरी परम्परा।
चैत र कार्तिकमा चाहिँ यो बजाइन्छ। यो बजाएपछि नाथ बजेपछि काल पनि भएको छ भने नाथ बजे काल भए काले गर्नेका दूर जाए भनेर हामीले फलाकिन्छ यसलाई। यो कृष्ण सागरको सिङ हो। अब यो चैत र कार्तिकमा बजाएपछि भूत पिचास मरी मसान सब टाढा जाओस् भागोस् भनेर राति राति हामीले यो काम गरेर हिँडेको हो। काउन गुरुले ज्ञान दे काउन गुरुले कान भारे सतह गुरुले ज्ञान दे अलखा गुरुले कान भारे। अब हामीले यो बाबाजी पालादेखि नै यो गोरखनाथको चेला बनेर कान चिरेर अब हिँडेको।
पृथ्वीनारायण शाहको सन्धि विग्रह कूटनैतिक सम्बन्धमा कनपट्टा जोगीहरूको अत्यन्त ठुलो महत्त्वपूर्ण स्थान छ। कौटल्यको शब्दमा भन्ने हो भने राज्य जोडिएको छिमेकी शत्रु हुन्छ, त्यसभन्दा टाढाको छिमेकी चाहिँ मित्र हुन्छ। त्यसैले पृथ्वीनारायण शाहको लागि अथवा गोर्खाको लागि भनौँ 24 राज्यहरू शत्रु हुन् भने 22 राज्यहरू मित्र हुन्। विशेष गरेर सल्यानमा, जहाँ सल्यानका राजकुमार रणबीर शाहलाई पृथ्वीनारायण शाहले आफ्नी एकमात्र पुत्री विलासपतिको पनि विक्रम सम्वत 1823 विवाह गराइदिए। ती भगवन्त नाथसँग पृथ्वीनारायण शाहले कूटनीतिक सम्बन्धको माध्यमबाट उनलाई अत्यन्त सम्मानित गरेर पृथ्वीनारायण शाहले लेखेका विषम 1830-31 का पत्रहरू छापिएका भन्छन्। त्यस्ता अरू पत्रहरू खोज्दै जाँदा होला पृथ्वीनारायण शाहले आफ्नो राज्य बढाउनेमा उनी धर्मप्राण पनि थिए। त्यसबाट प्रसाद गर्नेमा कूटनैतिक खेल्नेमा नाथयोगीहरूको अत्यन्त प्रयोग गरेको देखिन्छ र उनीहरूले पनि पृथ्वीनारायण शाहलाई मद्दत गरेका थिए भन्ने कुरा पृथ्वीनारायण शाहका नाति रणबहादुर शाहका पालाका पत्रहरूबाट पनि धेरै जात जातिलाई ती नाथयोगीहरूलाई जिम्मा दिएकोबाट बुझिन्छ। र नेपालको एकीकरणमा यी नाथयोगीहरूको प्रभाव, उनीहरूले दिएको योगदानको विषयमा छुट्टै एउटा राम्रो अध्ययन हुनुपर्छ भन्ने मलाई लाग्छ। अब बिहानमा चाहिँ फेरि सब सिधाहरू बनाइदिनुहुन्छ। यो के अरे ग्रह शान्ति होस् भनेर हामीले त्यसको मन्त्र पढेर सबै हामीले यो हिँड्नुपर्छ। बाबाजीको पालादेखि नै यो अब गाउँमा यसो भनौँ न अब अंश बन्न जस्तै गरेर बाउले यो बाटो लाउँथे, यो बाटो बाउले लाउँथे भनेर 3-4 भयो भने 4 बटेर हिँड्नुहुन्थ्यो। अब अहिले पनि त्यस्तै नै छ। यो पहिले बाबाजीले यतातिर हिँडेको भएको र म पनि अहिले यहाँतिर यो गोर्खातिर मैले हिँडिरहेको छु। मैले काया न कोठारे मघा भारी बाजा सात नगरेका पनि सोधरे मको नाराज।
The first space is your home. The second space is your work or school.
Oh, very good.
And the third space? It is a place for your social life to actually unfold.
क्यापिटल सिटीहरू चाहिँ मान्छेहरू चाहिँ आफ्नो लाइफमा आफ्नो डे टु डे लाइफमा यति धेरै बिजी भइसकेका हुन्छ कि उनीहरू एकदमै आइसोलेटेड भइसकेका हुन्छन् के सो यसबाट चाहिँ लाइक टु गेट ओभर इट अनि एक्सप्लोर गरेर आफूले आफूलाई फ्रेस गराउनको लागि हैन त्यसको लागि चाहिँ इट्स रियली एसेन्शियल.
In many parts of the Western world, third spaces look like cafes, libraries, pubs, and so on. We have those too in Nepal, but historically we have always done it a little differently.
म चाहिँ यो नजिकै बस्ने भएको भएर म यो ठाउँमा अक्सर आइरहन्छु हैन. मलाई यो पब्लिक प्लेसहरू सार्वजनिक ठाउँहरू एकदमै मन पर्छ मलाई चाहिँ. अनि अब काठमाडौँ आफै पनि साँगुरो छ हैन. हामीसँग थोरै मात्रै पब्लिक स्पेसहरू छ. त्यसमध्ये बसन्तपुरको यो सार्वजनिक स्थल चाहिँ एकदमै मलाई लाग्छ काठमाडौँ भित्रको क्राउडमा पनि अलिकति रमाइलो गर्नलाई आफ्नो फ्यामिलीसँग टाइम स्पेन्ड गर्नलाई अनि अलिकति फ्रेस भएर बसौँ अलिकति हावा खाएर बसौँ भन्ने हो भने यो ठाउँ चाहिँ हाम्रो वर्ल्ड हेरिटेजमा भएको साइटहरू हेर्दै हामी मजाले रमाउन सक्छौँ गफ गर्न सक्छौँ.
The term third space comes from sociologist Ray Oldenburg's 1989 book The Great Good Place. He described it as public space outside of your home or work where you can exist socially and build connections. But in Nepal, the idea of a third space has existed for centuries.
नेपालको सन्दर्भमा हेर्यो भने पनि हामी 16औं शताब्दीमा मल्ल राजाहरूले चाहिँ यसलाई क्रिएट गरेको पाउँछौँ. तर त्यो भन्दा अगाडि पनि लिच्छवीकालीन हेर्यो भने पनि यो स्पेसहरू चाहिँ क्रिएसन गरेको देखिन्छ. किनभने काठमाडौँ दरबार स्क्वायरमा हेर्यो भने एउटा चाहिँ के छ भने स्पिरिचुअली पनि लिएको छ. त्यहाँ शिव पार्वती मन्दिरहरू छ भने हनुमान ढोका छ. त्यस्तै गरेर नसाल चोक छ दरबारको लागि. त्यस्तै गरिकन कुमारीको पनि त्यही छ. यो जम्मैले हामी के देख्छौँ भने यो थर्ड स्पेस चाहिँ हामी अहिले मात्रै होइन कि परम्परागतदेखि नै पाइन्छ. बिहान पख चाहिँ किसानहरूले ताजा तरकारी ल्याउने पनि भेट्थ्यो. अनि अहिले पनि कुरा आछ फ्रेस सब्जीहरू खान्छ भने बिहान यो थर्ड स्पेसमा जाने भन्छ. अहिले पनि हामी हेऱ्यो भने यो दरबार स्क्वायरको वरिपरि तरकारी के अरे बेच्न बिहान बिहान किसानहरूले ल्याएको हामी पाउँछौँ. यो चाहिँ त्यही भएर यो परम्परागत देखिन्छ. अर्को चाहिँ के छ भने यो इन्टरेक्सन गर्ने ओल्ड एज अथवा रिटायर मान्छे यस्ता मान्छेहरूले पनि त्यो थर्ड स्पेस युज गरेको पाउँछौँ.
From temple courtyards to neighborhood chokes to palace squares, our third spaces are woven into the fabric of our history and culture itself. They live on the temple steps. They are sheltered under the shade of the traditional falcha and poured into teacups at hole-in-the-wall tea stalls.
कोही कोही साथीहरु मिलेर आउँछ कोही कोही अब विदेशीहरु पनि आएर चिया खान आउँछ यहाँ अनि अब कोही अब यसो अब कामसाम सकाएर आरामले चिया खाने हिसाबले आउनेहरु पनि मान्छेहरु आउँछ है अब बेलुकासम्म काम पसल बन्द गरेर चिया खान आउनेहरु पनि आउँछ तपाईको यहाँ.
Beyond these grand palace courtyards, the surrounding traditional neighborhood also have their own junctions, built as a part of the people's local daily lives.
दरबार भनेको चाहिँ यो कन्ट्री वाइड भयो त्यतिखेर र नेबरहुड वाइड भन्छ के नेबरहुडमा पनि हामी चोक चोक भेटाउँछौँ. त्यो अनि त्यसलाई पनि के गरेको छ त भन्दाखेरि हायरार्की गरेछ तहगत छुट्याइदिएको छ हैन. व्यक्तिगतलाई स्पेस पनि दिएको छ. जस्तो हामीले चाहिँ चारवटा दाजुभाइहरूको घर बनाएको छ नि एउटा कोर्टयार्ड बनाइदिने अनि त्यहाँ एउटा मन्दिर बनाउने गणेशको अथवा बुद्धको के छ त्यो एउटा ल्यान्डमार्क बनाउने र आफ्नो बिहानको घाम ताप्ने ठाउँ मात्रै होइन कि अब बसेर कुरा गर्ने अनि कार्यक्रमहरू गर्ने कुनै कार्यक्रम त्यस्तो अनि अलिक त्योभन्दा वाइडर गऱ्यो भने अलिकता ठुलो कम्युनिटीमा जाने एउटा प्राइभेटबाट चाहिँ कम्युनिटीमा आयो अनि यो चाहिँ बस्नपुर जस्तो चाहिँ अब कन्ट्री वाइज एउटा नेसनल लेभलको चाहिँ स्पेस हो त्यो अलिक ठुलो छ.
The third space does not have to be something high-tech or carefully curated. It just needs to be accessible enough for people to visit, relax, and connect. Third spaces are where people come together, talk, and feel like a part of something bigger, communal. In the hustle and bustle of a city like Kathmandu, they offer what many of us crave: a connection, a pause, a sense of belonging.
In the natural splendor, the silver-like peaks or the Himalayas glisten. Cradling a pond filled with milk in its lap, the Numbur Himal gleams. The Dudkunda, meaning a milk pond in Nepal's northeastern district of Solukhumbu, is truly the gateway to the paradise. The Numbur, Katang and Karyalung mountains seem to smile at all times. Adorned with a garland of colorful flowers, the Dudkunda is overflowing as if filled with milk. The very sight defines nature at its best. Feels as if the Numbur mountain is giving motherly affection, holding the lake in its lap. The beauty is so serene and virgin that one fears not to stain it by touching. Indeed, Dudkunda is nature at its purest form. Located at Solu Dudkunda municipality, Taksindu, the natural paradise draws many visitors. No matter how many words are spent describing it, they all feel inadequate upon reaching there. The name itself is fulfilling and equally sacred.
हजारौं नरनारीहरू चाहिँ तीर्थयात्रीहरू दुधकुण्डमा जानुभएको छ। म पनि पुगिरहेँ। दुधकुण्ड असाध्यै पवित्र स्थल यो हिमाल काखमा रहेको तीर्थस्थल हो, पुण्यस्थल हो, देवस्थल हो र त्यहाँ चाहिँ एकचोटि पुग्नै पर्दो रहेछ। त्यहाँ पुगेर जुन आनन्दको अनुभूति हुन्छ त्यो चाहिँ कहीँ पनि पाइँदैन भन्ने चाहिँ महसुस भयो।
आनन्द लाग्यो, भएन मस्त लाग्यो। अनि यो ठाउँमा चाहिँ आएर तपस्या गरेर बस्नु जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई।
एकदमै राम्रो लाग्यो हैन, प्रकृतिले दिएको रमणीय तीर्थस्थल हैन, जो कोही पनि एकचोटि चाहिँ यहाँ आएर एकचोटि भ्रमण गरेर दर्शन गर्नुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्यो।
Situated at an altitude of 4,531 meters above the sea level, Dudkunda is a sacred pilgrimage site of culture and nature. It feels like nature has blessed this place, and culturally all castes and ethnicities in a thread of unity. There are various legends and sayings about Dudkunda. One argument is that the pond was formed during the creation of the Himalayas and was discovered by local sheep and yak herders. According to another legend, in ancient times, a yak would go to a stone where the pond is located and offer its milk every day. Later, the place was found to be a pond filled with milk, leading to its name, Dudkunda. This has also led to the belief that gods and goddesses reside here. There are 3 different routes to reach Dudkunda. One route is through Salleri, Faplu, Taksindu and Sasrabeni. Another route goes via Lukla, the gateway to the Everest, through Nuntala, Taksindu and Sahasrabeni. Nature has truly blessed the Solu Dudkunda municipality. Truly, just like the majestic Mount Everest, Dudkunda has the potential to be the destination for everyone in the days to come. It is a thread of unity among all castes and ethnicities. Just like the holy water of Dudkunda, it will become a pure and excellent destination.
A Russian general has been killed in a car bombing in Moscow, according to officials. Russia's investigative committee said Lieutenant General Fanil Saravarov died on Monday morning after an explosive device planted under a car detonated. 56-year-old Saravarov was the head of the Armed Forces Operational Training Department. It says one theory being investigated is that the bomb was planted with the involvement of Ukrainian intelligence services. Ukraine has not commented. Saravarov died in hospital as a result of his injuries, the committee said, adding it has opened an investigation into murder and illegal trafficking of explosives. Investigators have been sent to the scene in a car park near an apartment block in the south of Russia's capital. According to Russian media, Saravarov previously took part in combat operations during the Chechen wars in the 1990s and also led operations in Syria between 2015 and 16. President Vladimir Putin has been informed of Saravarov's death as soon as it happened, according to Kremlin. Since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, a number of military officials have been targeted in the Russian capital. General Yaroslav Moskalik was killed in a car bomb attack in Moscow in April, while General Igor Kirillov died in December 2024 when a device hidden in a scooter was detonated remotely. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced plans to push for stronger laws targeting hate speech and extremism following the country's deadliest mass shooting in decades. In the aftermath of the Bondi attacks, in which 15 people were killed, the Jewish community has accused the government of not doing enough to protect it from rising anti-Semitism. Albanese described the attack as a national tragedy that underscores the need for robust measures to prevent violent radicalization. He said the government will review existing legislation and work with the states and territories to strengthen legal frameworks addressing extremist ideologies, online incitement, and hate speech.
A summary of the legislative measures that will be considered: creating an aggravated offence for hate preaching, advocating violence against protected groups, increasing penalties for existing offences for hate speech, advocating violence or property destruction against protected groups, making hate motivation a factor in sentencing for Commonwealth crimes with options to limit this to online threat, and harassment crimes as announced to expand to all Commonwealth crimes if required.
Authorities meanwhile continue investigating the incident, while the government and community leaders have called for nationwide reflection on social cohesion and public safety. Australia's civil rights groups and pro-gun advocates have raised concerns that the new fast-track laws will place undue restrictions on firearms and protest in wake of the Bondi shootings. On Monday, the Australian state of New South Wales recalled its parliament to debate a raft of new laws limiting the number of guns one person can own and greater police powers for protest. New South Wales Premier Chris Minns said some may feel the changes had gone too far, but they were needed to keep the community safe, while civil libertarians say restrictions on protest are an affront to democracy. El Salvador has announced prison sentences for hundreds of convicted gang members, while some receiving terms amounting to hundreds of years, as the government continues its hardline crackdown on organized crime. Officials say the sentences were issued following large-scale prosecutions under the country's ongoing state of emergency, which has expanded police and judicial powers to dismantle criminal gangs. Officials argue the measures have sharply reduced homicide rates and restored public security. Those convicted are expected to serve their sentences in the country's high-security prison system, including the Terrorism Confinement Center, a maximum security facility built to house alleged gang members. The Salvadoran government's security policy has drawn strong domestic support, but also criticism from international human rights groups, which have raised concerns over due process, mass arrest, and prison conditions. Carbon dioxide imported from across Europe will soon be injected and permanently stored beneath the North Sea seabed at a site where Denmark previously drilled for well, as a major carbon capture and storage CCS project nears completion. The project repurposes depleted offshore well and gas infrastructure to store captured CO2 deep underground, marking a significant step in Denmark's efforts to cut industrial emissions. Once operational, the facility is expected to receive CO2 from energy-intensive industries in several European countries and transport it by ship to the North Sea for a long-term storage. Danish authorities say strict safety and environmental standards are in place, with continuous monitoring plan to ensure the CO2 remains securely stored beneath the seabed. The project is expected to play a key role in regional climate cooperation as Europe works towards its emissions reduction targets. Supporters say the project demonstrates how former fossil fuel sites can be reused to support climate goals, while critics have raised concerns over costs, long-term monitoring, and whether the project can slow the transition away from fossil fuels. Japan successfully launched its next-generation S-3 rocket from the Tanegashima Space Center, carrying the QZ-S5 Michibiki No. 5 satellite, a key addition to the country's satellite navigation network. The 1.8-ton satellite will join Japan's Quasi-Zenith satellite system, which provides high-precision positioning, navigation, and timing services, particularly over Japan and the Asia-Pacific region. The system is designed to complement global navigation networks by ensuring strong signal coverage in urban areas and mountainous terrain. The launch marks another milestone for the S-3 rocket program, developed to provide Japan with a more cost-effective and flexible launch vehicle for government and commercial missions. Officials say the successful deployment of QZ-S5 will enhance the reliability and accuracy of navigation services used for disaster response, transportation, and national infrastructure. French President Emmanuel Macron, along with French Defense Minister, attended military drills at the 5th Cavalry Regiment Training Center during Macron's visit to the United Arab Emirates, where he is spending Christmas with French troops stationed in the Gulf state. The visit underscores France's close defense and strategic ties with the UAE, a key regional partner. Macron met with service members deployed in the region and observed training exercises as part of France's ongoing military presence in the Gulf. Alongside the troop visit, the French president is also holding discussions with Emirati leaders focused on bilateral relations, including defense cooperation, regional security, and broader diplomatic ties. France maintains several hundred troops in the UAE, reflecting its long-standing role in Gulf security. Located in the Yayali district of Kayseri, Kabusbasi waterfalls, known as the world's second highest waterfall, stand out as one of Turkey's most remarkable natural wonders and continue to attract a growing number of visitors every season. Kabusbasi waterfalls comprises 7 waterfalls flowing from the mountain slopes on an area of 500 square kilometers and is located in Aladgar National Park. The waterfalls spot right from a solid rock cliff face and can be seen through the region, which is at an altitude of 2,000 meters from the sea level. Unlike many waterfalls that flow over cliffs, the waters of Kabusbasi burst directly from solid rock faces. This high elevation allows Kabusbasi to offer different scenic experiences throughout the year. The area around the waterfalls is rich in natural biodiversity and is popular among hikers, ecotourists, and photographers. Walking paths, observation points, and picnic areas enable visitors to explore the site. China's first full-process artificial intelligence-generated content AIGC animated movie, The Reunion Journey, held its test screening in Beijing, focusing on the concept of reunion and cultural affinity. The AI-based movie features a story starring giant panda siblings Duan Jai and Yuan Yu. Their separation, search for each other, and reunion tell a Chinese story from a global perspective and conveys the concept of family reunion. The audience were impressed by the detailed fur texture and realistic facial expressions of the panda characters, which showcase the rapid development of AI technology. As China's first theatrical animation produced entirely with AI, the film utilizes CMG's large model for media content, shortening the production time of a conventional animated movie from 3 to 5 years to 1 year. Hundreds of people gathered at Stonehenge in southern England to mark the winter solstice, the shortest day and longest night of the year. Visitors arrived during the early hours to witness the sunrise, which aligns with the ancient stone circle and has long been associated with seasonal rituals at the site. Celebrations included chanting, dancing, and moments of quiet reflection as participants observed the turning point of the solar year. Some attendees tossed the stones as part of spiritual or cultural tradition, saying the practice helps them feel connected to nature and the earth. The winter solstice is one of the few occasions each year when public access is permitted inside the stone circle, which is normally restricted to protect the monument. Stonehenge, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has been linked to the events for thousands of years and continues to draw people from across the UK and abroad for seasonal observances. No-go boat racing, regarded as the king of sports in traditional festivals of Vietnam, has returned to Ca Mau province after more than a decade-long hiatus, drawing thousands of local residents and visitors. The event was among activities commemorating the 81st anniversary of the founding of Vietnam People's Army, while also aiming to preserve and promote the cultural heritage. The race featured 12 boat